What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Show. I'm your boy Smitty, and we've got a little bit of a, string of news to go over before we open the phone lines. Right in front of your face, you will see a picture of Dak Prescott, Jamar Chase, and yes, a little Brandon Aiyuk. Not too much to go over, but we'll be discussing a little bit of the new information we have today. Tomlin getting his extension. Rhamondre Stevenson is a shh. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. He's a big-time sleeper. And he might get paid, and that's going to put him on the map. So if you've got ideas of going and getting Rhamondre cheap right now, you might want to do it before some sort of contract gets thrown onto the table, and then people start going, oh, this guy must be believed in. They must really like him. I think he could return to his top 5 to 10 running back value. Big-time sleeper. Might even, by the end of the show, crack the Moon Man list. I don't know. And then we've got another player that's cracking the midseason monster list we're going to talk about in a minute. Wide receiver, deep wide receiver that I think could be a Moon Man if we're not careful. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Thank you to my first super chat of the evening, Matthew. Dropping a wad. It says, just got Josh Jacobs round 5 on Underdog promo code Smitty and love it. You know, there's nothing better than a super chatter or a message poster that literally in the middle of telling you about what they're doing, they say promo code Smitty. We love it. We appreciate it. This is what we're talking about here on the channel. It's how we do things up in here. Appreciate you, Matthew, dropping super chat fire and Josh Jacobs around 5. What kind of ridiculousness is that?
Got him.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
One of our Mars men is Josh Jacobs, and he's smashing. Let's
dropping and spinning.
Jacobs is going to go crazy this year. Jacobs is going to go, let's smash. Everybody draft some Jacobs shares so we can all smash. Do it.
Mashed potatoes.
Let him cook.
We're smashing. Do it live. We're not here to play games. Okay, there's some news today. Let's start off with the Jamar Chase news. There's not a lot of new information, but it's certainly, kickstarting a lot of conversation right now. And Jamar Chase is is he going to show? Is he not going to show? What's going to happen here in the next handful of days and weeks? He showed up to a media portion of Bengals, you could say, I don't want to say it's practice, but a media shoot where they take photos and put them all around the stadium and all the media literature and everything like that, tickets, billboards. So he went and shot all that. So he's clearly, wanting to be there. He showed up at the facility. He's doing his thing. He's doing his part, but he wants the bag. And JJ just inked a massive contract. And this is coming. He wants at least the same or a few pennies more. That Lamb wants pennies more, at least the same amount. No one's getting below JJ money. They're getting JJ money or more. And JJ went first. He said, okay, hold my beer. I'll go first. Everybody can follow suit and get a little bit of more cash. Every deal that happens makes the Brandon Aiyuk deal very likely to occur. I know we keep talking Brandon Aiyuk. To be honest with you, it doesn't bother me. I know it bothers some people to hear Aiyuk's name a lot, and some people have made some really funny jokes like, you might as well name this the Brandon Aiyuk show. Brandon Aiyuk is in the news constantly, and there's always new information that pops up. This is not me trying to come out here and just run my mouth over and over and over about the same regurgitated content This is new information. And this piece of news, I clipped it. Let me grab it officially from Raj's page so that we have an actual Niner perspective here, right? Let me pull this up from Raj's page, put it on the screen, and we'll read it from Raj's page. So that way we're not biased at all. This isn't Smitty trying to conclude things. This is per your favorite source, our boy Raj. We love Raj. From Raj, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're seeing, and it's coming from Mike Silver, but Raj is reporting it, that the Niners' latest contract offer to Brandon Aiyuk was reportedly $26 million. Not that that's chump change, let me start off by saying that, but in the day and age where you're getting $35 million, if you're the top dog, $26 million ain't going to cut it. And it sounds like that is the offer that the Niners have presented to Brandon Aiyuk. He's going to want 3-0. He's going to want 3-0 per year. Maybe he wants 28, 29. It's possible. They're not that far off if he does want 28. I'm not saying that a deal necessarily gets done. Some of it comes down to the guaranteed money, really, at the end of the day. He's going to want 70 mil guaranteed. Maybe he takes 65. Maybe he says, look, this is the most money I've ever seen, and while I could put up a fight, let me just be humble here and say 65 mil guaranteed, I'll take it, instead of asking for 70 and maybe getting hurt and not being ready and not being healthy and not being out there working with his boys. He wants to stay in San Francisco. All those things are going to come into play where he jumps over to the other side and says, I'll come to you. We won't have to meet in the middle, but meet me at 28. If the Niners are truly standing still at $26 million, I don't think this gets done. The problem we have, the reason we're even discussing this yet again, is because Jamar Chase and Jamar Chase and Lamb, because of JJ's deal, are more on track to get a contract done before Brandon Aiyuk. This could turn at any moment. Tonight, an Aiyuk deal could get announced. We don't know. Sometimes the Niners do keep things very, very tight-lipped over there in San Francisco, so he could sign at any moment. No one's saying we have a crystal ball as to what contract's going to go next. We never know. Sometimes we're very shocked. But if Jamar Chase and Lamb sign their contracts, the Aiyuk deal slips further and further and further away. And somebody that doesn't know football, or they don't know football outside of San Francisco, right? They have San Francisco 49er goggles on. They'll say something as ludicrous, as absolutely oblivious, as almost near moronic as this statement I'm about to give you right here. We hear this quite a bit. Smitty, there's no relation between JJ and Lamb and Jamar Chase and Aiyuk's deal. Aiyuk's not getting JJ money, Smitty. You hear this guy? Am I right? Am I right? There's no one behind me. Shit, I'm by myself. Anyway, what I'm saying, Smitty, is because JJ gets 35 mil a year and 100 and, let's say, 10 mil, right? 110 million, right? If anybody gets 35 mil and 70 million guaranteed, doesn't necessarily mean my boy Aiyuk needs it. None of it's connected, Smitty. That is an absolute farce. That is what somebody says that has no idea what they're talking about. No idea what they're talking about whatsoever. Everything is a connected web. It's all connected together. JJ's deal is connected to Aiyuk's deal. When JJ's amount goes up, Aiyuk's gets dragged proportionally up with it. Who in the hell thinks these things aren't connected? Where in the world are you getting your information? Who in the hell's teaching you about ball and contracts in the offseason? Get out of here. These are the same people that said Aiyuk's not holding out. He'll get a contract. Don't worry. Now look at what we're at. Aiyuk's not going to get traded. The Niners would never trade Aiyuk. They tried to trade both of them on draft day. So you can pretend this isn't a problem. You can pretend that this doesn't have a solution, which is pay the damn man. And I think that's a possibility, especially if they can get inches closer to this 28 number versus this 26 offer that they gave Brandon Aiyuk. But who in the hell knows if this is going to happen? Does he end up in Washington, Brandon Aiyuk? Does Debo end up in Washington? Debo Samuel. Does Buffalo get either one? We're hearing rumors about Pittsburgh maybe wanting to bring in one of them still, and we don't know if any of that's true. We have no clue if any of it's true because no one is really going to tell us that. Anybody speculating is merely speculating per source. Per source, my rear end. Anybody that has this per source and they can't name the source and they're not a Schefter, they're not a Rappaport, they're not a proven person that has a line on these things, I call cap. I call cap on every single one of these per sources, and I'm a small-time Twitter guy. Even if you've got 20,000, even 50,000, I don't care how many thousands of Twitter followers you are. If you're not a reliable source that's been leaking this stuff since the beginning of time, I don't believe you. You're making it up. Now, we speculate over here, but we speculate off of news. We speculate off of sometimes other people's speculation. Like, I'm not trying to come out here and tell you, according to a source I have, and I just make up some BS. I'm here to say, this guy said this. In the case of the Josh Jacobs thing, the other day, I had a couple people DMing me, the gall on these people, the Smitty, are you going to issue an apology for saying that that Brazil had gangs related to the color green and that the teams are told not to? Am I going to apologize for reporting what Josh Jacobs said he was told by the NFL? What world do you live in? You think I made a mistake by saying Josh Jacobs said this? I don't know what Josh Jacobs was told. He said he was told this, and I guess apparently he wasn't. Where in the hell do I need to apologize for? I do apologize for absolutely nothing. When Brandon Aiyuk's agent Brandon Aiyuk reportedly requested a trade per that garbage, source, and then it started spreading around like wildfire. The Score posted it. All these people posted it, then they deleted it. And we came live on it. And everyone said, are you going to apologize and retract what you said about Brandon Aiyuk requesting a trade? What world do you live in? What world do you live in? Honestly. I didn't lose a single wink of sleep. I didn't even lose a wink of sleep during my noon nap. I don't care about getting something right or wrong because I'm not trying to get it right or wrong when I'm reporting on what the news is. I'm relying on the news sources and then we digest it and break it down. I'm not sitting there trying to fact check a legitimate source and say, well, Adam Schefter reported this, so we're going to really have to dig into this. We're going to take what we have in front of us, digest it, and talk about it. And if it's wrong, I'll come back first thing and say, guess that source was wrong. We may not look at the Score again because the Score put it up and then the Score deleted it. So maybe they're off our list of relying on them once we see something. That's the nature of the news business. Well, the nerve on some people. This Aiyuk situation, look, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not saying a contract can't get signed, but we're looking at what was once a 50% likelihood that he would get a new deal. And I believe now this number has plummeted to maybe around, I would even say, a 25% chance of getting done. So 25% chance that Aiyuk gets a new deal. And that's still a significant number. That is still a number that doesn't make me feel ashamed of myself if we come into a live stream tonight on breaking news that Aiyuk has signed a new contract tonight. That's still a big percentage. That's the Niners waking up tomorrow and going, F it, give him 28. F it, give him 68 mil guaranteed. He wants 70. We said 64. Let's just give him 68 and a half. Give him some big fat incentives. And then boom, before you know it, that deal's done, right? The notion that he plays on his fifth year options looking like it was 25%. Now I'm going to say it's looking more like, I don't know, potentially even 35% that he plays on his fifth-year option and banks on himself, because once he comes out of 2025 or 2024 and heads into 2025, the $30 million he wants per year annually, this will be standard for wide receivers at his level, not something you're trying to reach for. So that's how quick the salary moves up. So the remaining percentage is a trade. Is it how much of that is a Debo trade? I don't know. How much of that is a freaking Aiyuk trade? I don't know. But the one thing you got to ask yourself is, why did this team bring in Ricky Pearsall at the tune of a first-round draft selection if their plan was not to potentially still try and make a move? And Ricky Pearsall looks so damn good on the field. His route running, I have this weird feeling. I have no sort of line on this. I have no information whatsoever to go on, but I believe that my gut is screaming that Pearsall is going to be used a lot this year, and I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if my gut is screaming he's starting week one because a trade happens or an injury occurs or whatever, but my gut tells me that Ricky Pearsall is going to drop loads at some point in 2024. To the tune of me, I'm just going to do it. Screw it.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Ricky Pearsall, you are a moon man. This wasn't even the player we're going to talk about today. I remember I said we're going to talk about a receiver. This wasn't it. This is just on the fly Smitty saying, I got to get the image for him in a second, but Ricky Pearsall, congratulations, you just became a moon man on the fly. I'll find an image for him in a second, but Ricky Pearsall, I just have this weird feeling. That Ricky Pearsall is, and I'm not saying he beats out Aiyuk or Debo. I'm not an idiot. But I just have this weird feeling that this is all lining up, and in hindsight, we're going to go, the writing was on the wall. I mean, they drafted a first-round rookie wide receiver. They absolutely love him. He's getting glowing reviews. He runs routes as good as anybody, maybe already in the NFL. Like, he really is. He's got quick feet. He's an absolute phenom on the field. And this was a guy we had right around, this is not a post-draft analysis. This is a guy we had in the 5-6 range for all wide receivers walking out of our rookie wide receiver ranking video. And we said, this guy might be better than Lab McConkey. And now we have him in this situation. I just have a weird vibe that Pearsall is going to be very relevant. And I've been scooping him up in every single best ball draft I can find. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. I'll drop that link right now. We draft at midnight, so if you want to get in on the fun, hit this link right now. The link's in the description of the video if you're watching the replay of the show, but the link's been dropped. I'm going to pin it in the live chat right now. Get into the app by clicking that link. They'll match your first deposit 50%, so up to $250. If you do the minimum of $10, they give you $5. We'll be drafting, and I've been scooping up Ricky constantly, as well as another player that's kind of related to the Jamar Chase news. We keep bouncing around, but I think for good reason. So let's discuss this player real quick, because I'll tell you what, I was about to put this guy in the Moon Man today, but I'm going to put him on the midseason monster list because I think there's a little bit more of a weight. There might not be a weight for Ricky Pearsall, and that's my vibe. That's just my estimated, educated guesswork going on there. But the one player I'm feeling very, very good about right now is this guy, Jermaine Burton. And I just feel like this is one of those situations where he's going to become, I don't know if there's going to be some sort of T. Higgins deal. You never know. The T. Higgins deal could come. T. Higgins, like Aiyuk, could have got priced out. Yeah, Prime, don't worry about McMillan. We'll talk about him too. We talk about him all the time. My two favorite deep players are Jermaine Burton and McMillan. Love McMillan. He's just not in as good of a spot, so Burton kind of gets the nod of the two. But this kid is likely going to be the number 2 in Cincy after this season if they don't get a Higgins deal done. And the likelihood of getting a Higgins deal done now versus before is low. Not saying it's impossible. I'd almost say, this is very similar data that except for the trade part. I would say the likelihood of a new deal for Higgins feels like even less than 25%. Playing on the franchise tag is maybe I would say the 50%. So this is Higgins right here. So playing on the tag, and then some sort of trade. I don't even know that you could say it's 25% likelihood of a trade. Maybe that new deal. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this tag number opens up a lot. Maybe this is more of like a 15% chance he gets traded. And this is for Burton or for Higgins. So 15% chance he gets traded, 25% chance new deal. Rest of it, he plays on his tag and plays ball. That's Higgins. And again, that new deal, that 25% new deal is still a big number. We could hear tonight that T. Higgins gets signed to a big fat extension. We don't know. I just feel like he's gotten priced out. And I feel like that the Bengals know how good this kid is. This is a guy that came out of college underperforming, underdeveloped, doesn't have the ability to be, the prospect he should be, because he kind of got, doghoused a little bit, and he's had some questionable, you could say, like questionable character issues that make people a little bit afraid to draft him. And so he kind of fell. He dropped quite a bit. He had the 798 and 8 touchdowns. He had the 677 and 7 touchdowns. Didn't have like huge numbers. And so he was in an unfortunate situation where he didn't get quite the volume he needed to impress and become the player he might have become. And this was once thought to be a first-round wide receiver. Some would have called him a guy that was, dancing in the top like 4. And so the Bengals scooped this kid up. He gets to go play with Joe Burrow. He gets to go learn behind Jamar Chase. He gets to go play second fiddle to Jamar, which will open up some opportunities for him. I don't think there's any reason this kid in one calendar year. Sam says, I'm in Underdog. Link just takes me to the app. Yeah, that link will get you signed up and ready under the code. And then when we go live with the draft, Sam, I will tell you which draft to get in. So you just need to make sure you download it using code Smitty. Get ready to rumble. We'll be drafting. Most midnights we draft. We're live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're live whenever big news breaks. This is the show right here, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks. Live every single Monday through Friday. Live most midnights doing the draft shows. So definitely get ready for that. Sam will be drafting all the time. I also drop a lot of private draft links on these shows. Like right now, I could drop one right now. I'll drop a private draft link right now for all of you. We can jump into a private league. I'll set it up right now on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. The link will insert code Smitty for you right this very second. Here's the link. Let me go to a 12-person slow draft. $3 entry. So this is not going to be one of the bigger tournaments, but this is a way that you can play with your boy Smitty, play with everybody in a weeks 1 through 17 private, setting where we're all battling it out against each other over and over and over each week through the entirety. There's a link right there. Boom. Jump into a private league with your boy. Burton, I'm going to put Burton on the midseason monster list. I think by midseason, we're going to see him doing very well from the wide receiver 3 role in Cincinnati, getting very groomed to become what will eventually... The reason I don't have him on the Moon Man list is because he is the wide receiver 3 right now. If Higgins got traded, then he would jump right under the Moon Man list. I want to put him on the Moon Man list, but because he is developing in the third option, and he's going to be more of the hero next year to take over and become every bit as good as Higgins is right now, I believe, in 2025. It makes him more of a midseason monster. So Burton cracks the midseason monster board. Hollywood stayed on here in a weird way just because we put him on here a while ago and he just never left. We didn't move him over to the Moon Man list. We probably should just move him to the Moon Man list. Out of respect, we just kept him on this board because we wanted record to show he's been here from the beginning. But Vidal, look, Vidal's a great candidate to be a midseason monster. Kendre Miller, Isaac Guerrero, Penix Jr., Corley Bowers, Dunze Spears. This is a great list of midseason monsters. They're absolutely fantastic, and Burton fits this family very, very well. This outcast player that I think has so much upside, with the Joe Burrow situation. Now McMillan could be on there as well. I love McMillian. McMillian. That's a good nickname, McMillian. I love McMillian. Maybe he makes you McMillions on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. McMillian, making you cash. Whole lot of money. Thank you, Burton, for your role in today's show, and thank you all for trusting me when I tell you that Pearsall and Burton are fantastic sleepers that you need to be snagging left and right. That Aiyuk news there. We had Stevenson news, didn't we? Yes, we did. Here we go. There it is. This guy is going to maybe get a contract, ladies and gentlemen. And if that happens, then we're talking about the spotlight getting put back on Rhamondre. So this report right here, Rhamondre Stevenson told reporters that he thinks a contract extension with the team is close to being agreed to. This is great. This is fantastic. This makes me feel confident that if this team does ink him to a deal, they do believe in him. They will use him. They do know what we know, that he was grossly misused last year, and he's got top 5 to 10, not top 10, top 5 to 10 running back upside if he's getting volume. He's one of the best receiving backs in the National Football League. Drake May, we got great news about Drake May today, which was good. I don't know if Travis is in here. He's going to love this one. But Jacoby Brissett said Drake May, every day he's gotten better, and we heard he had his best day, and he looked really, really good. I'm not saying that he's necessarily going to start week 1 or anything like that, but Drake May's coming along, and we do think he could be a real solid quarterback if everything goes well and they develop him right. And the way to develop him is to give him one of the best receiving options in the National Football League in the form of a running back in Rhamondre Stevenson. And it's very quick. People are very quick to forget how important this kid is to this offense, how good he is. And we got Matthew, appreciate your Jacob super chat earlier. You're an absolute monster and gem with your $5 hauler. And John coming in with a $4.99 right off the bat. Dynasty Superflex just traded Tony Pollard and a mid-24 second for Kyron Williams. I don't like that, bro. I mother freaking love that. And on that note, I'm calling the Veto police, baby.
King 25, code 428. Dispatch Veto Popo. Popo has been dispatched. King 25 out.
Got him.
Yeah, his name is John. Yeah. He'll be here for a few more minutes. I'm talking to the Veto police. Hold on. Yeah, John, he completely lambasted some civilian. I don't even know if they're conscious, bro. This might be at the nursing home. Yeah. You know the guys that go to the nursing home, they play in these leagues, and they just trade with all the grandmas? I mean, yeah, Superflex. Bro, Superflex. Tony Pollard and a mid-24 second for Kyron. All right. 20 minutes? Thank you. You got 20 minutes, John. That's all I'm going to give you. Out of courtesy for dropping the $5 hauler, you better get out of here in about 15. What in the hell's wrong with people? What in the hell is wrong with people that they're going to trade away our little Kyron?
He's Kyron. He's 7 feet tall. And he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron. He can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns.
You are off for sex. You are made off for sex.
That's what I would have sent you, bro, if you sent me that offer. If you wanted my Kyron Williams and you're asking me if I wanted Tony Pollard in a second, I'd send you that video clip, and I'd also ask you, what did you forget 4 or 5 guys? All I got is this, half offer that you sent me, this quarter of an offer. What in the hell's wrong with you? This guy Rhamondre needs to be traded for in Dynasty on the cheap. This guy Rhamondre needs to be drafted late in fantasy football drafts. This guy Rhamondre has the ability to be easily a safe running back too. This guy Rhamondre should be in everybody's. I'm almost going to put him on the Moon Man list today. Almost. We should have done it weeks and weeks ago. I keep talking about it, but why not? Why not put Rhamondre? Why not put Rhamondre on the Moon Man list? Somebody give me one good reason why I shouldn't throw 2 Moon Men on the Moon Men list today. We just threw on this little number right here, this little beauty.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
You know, I could say Ricky Pearsall maybe fits a midseason monster better than a Moon Man, because unless a trade happens, he's not doing it out of the gate. So maybe he's the best midseason monster there is. I don't know. I'm going to weigh this out a little bit. I won't necessarily lock anything in today. I'm doing this on the fly. This is kind of like a Jerry Maguire memo, you know, late at night. Sounds like a good idea when I do it. And then later on, I'm like, you know what? Ricky Pearsall, love him. I don't want to get so excited that I start, you know, with the blinders on. I start somehow wearing a Niner goggle, halfway prescription. And I just think it's all going to work out. There's still a lot of moving parts to this. So maybe, potentially, we go ahead and we put, you know, Pearsall on the midseason monster and Rhamondre on the Moon Man. Let me think this over. What do you guys think in the chat? Does that sound logical? It sounds pretty logical. Moon Men need to kind of deliver right away, right? And the fear I have is that a trade happens and Debo gets shipped to Buffalo or to Pittsburgh or to Washington, or Aiyuk gets shipped to Washington or Buffalo or Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, we're going to graduate Ricky Pearsall from the Mars Man to the Moon Man. And yeah, what a bold take at that point when we're on it beforehand. So part of me's like, let's just put our cojones on the table and do it live. I'm not sure. What do you think? What do you think in the chat? I'd love to hear what you think. What are your thoughts? Rhamondre is a top 5 to 10 running back. He just needs to work. I don't know that he's going to get the work. That's been the problem. That's been my reservation. But the fact that he's saying, and this is him, he could be wrong, that a contract potentially extension with the team is close to being agreed to, that's going to put the spotlight on him. Now it's time to strike. Let's just do it now, both of them now, and we'll maybe move Pearsall off to the. He's not moving anywhere other than just going over to the midseason monster.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
So Stevenson is going to be on the Moon Man list.
Space Monsters.
I'll put just his name here. I'll have to get graphics for him in a second. I'm moving on the fly here. Stevenson is on the Moon Man list. Look at that. Do it live. That's what I'm talking. Let's hit it again for good measure. I give you 2 new Moon Men as of right now.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Pending later approval by myself and Stevenson. I'm pretty sure he's going to stay on here. This is just how I'm feeling. Sometimes I get a vibe. We come in here and then I quickly decide to alter the plan slightly and just make a safe call. But I mean, these are 2 really, really good options for this board, though. You know, they're very fitting. Baker, he's a very, very deep. This is like my Victor Cruz call so many years ago, and people were like, who in the hell is Victor Cruz? And I had him in my top 7 bold predictions. He was number 7, I think. And everyone's like, who the hell is this? This is Baker. This is Javon Baker. It's funny, we got 2 Patriots on here. Keon Coleman, Zamir White, Brooks, Sinnott, Dell, Ford, Penix Jr. is a long-term Moon Man. And that doesn't even necessarily mean like future years, like long-term in the season. You know, so there we go. For now, we got Stevenson and Pearsall on here. I just don't know. I don't know if they're here to stay. I'm pretty sure they are. The moment this contract gets announced, everyone's going to have a little bit more security type feel for this situation. You know what I mean? So I just think now's the time to strike. Here's that Drake May news. Good for Drake May, having a good practice, looking solid. Dak Prescott, I think we got some Dak Prescott news. I think we may be good after that. We may be able to open the phone lines. Dak Prescott, clarified some of his comments when he was saying, in regards to his contract, are you okay with where you're at? And he's like, I'm not signing his deal and playing on the deal. And he says, I'm a gambling man. And then everyone's like, huh? And he's like, I don't mean like that. I don't mean like that. No. Call it off. Warning. Ow! He said, I just hit my elbow. He just said, I mean to say I'm a gambling man with my contract and letting it ride. And I do feel like Dak is going to get paid by Jerry. I think Jerry's like in Jerry's world, it felt like a really good idea to wait, and now it's not feeling like a good idea at all. And Dak is going to get Goff money. There's no doubt about it. The question is, does he get something massively over that? Is he waiting for something massively over that? We've heard quarterbacks and players say before, like, I'm not about the money. It's not really about the money. It is about the money. Like, let's stop saying that. And if it's not about the money per se, it's about the respect that, well, the money will tell you if they respect you. So at the end of the day, it is about the money. Okay, so he's getting the bag. No, he's not giving nobody no discount. That's why he's not signing a deal yet, because they're negotiating and they're far apart. But Jerry's got no choice. If Jerry walks into, Dak's got Jerry by the balls. Dak's got the Cowboys by the balls. Dak could tear his ACL today and do what Kirk Cousins did. Heal in the offseason and ink a big fat contract in the offseason with someone else. Someone would be willing, the Raiders would be willing to say, you know what, we know what he is. We know what he is. So he's got no fear. It's not like Aiyuk. Aiyuk goes out, tears his ACL or his Achilles. He's not getting that deal. Dak is getting it no matter what happens to him. So Dak has got the Cowboys by the balls. He can't be franchise tagged. He's got a no trade clause. He's got all control of everything. And this team, the Dallas Cowboys, would have to get last place to get the top quarterback in the draft, or they'd have to get a really, really high draft pick to land one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the draft. And that's their only hope of maybe trying to possibly find a better quarterback than Dak. Maybe the offseason brings an opportunity or two. But as of right now, there's no way to upgrade Dak. What you should be doing, and what Jerry refused to do, is upgrade your team and bring in a Derrick Henry who waited by the phone. Ma, he's not calling. He's not calling. Is he taking a nap? Where's Jerry? I'm waiting by the phone. Derrick waited by the phone. Jerry didn't even call. He didn't even make one attempt to dial his number. Didn't send him a text. Didn't send him a tweet. Didn't send him a Snapchat. Didn't write him a letter. Didn't send him a telegram. Nothing. Jerry didn't reach out to any of these big name running backs. And everybody's going to say, oh, they didn't have a lot of money. Running backs don't cost anything. You could restructure the hot dog vendor and you'd be fine. You could find that money in all kinds of player reconstructions. One of them, this is nothing. This is nothing. Not to mention what you paid Zeke, what you paid this guy, and this, like, you could easily figure out a way to pay Eckler, or like bring in Eckler at the very least. Bring in Jacobs. Bring in somebody. You bring in a washed up Zeke Elliott. That is where this has gone awry. It's not Dak's fault. Dak may not be winning, but either is Lamar. Not saying Lamar won't this year, but Lamar's been failing. Are we moving on from Lamar? Are our pets' heads falling off because Lamar can't get there? No, they went and addressed the running back position. What has Josh Allen done? I mean, we love him, but he keeps losing. Are we giving up on Josh Allen? No. Just because Dak was a top 4 quarterback production-wise all year and failed when his team wasn't good enough to help support him to win, he couldn't do it on his own, we're giving up on him? No, it's the Dallas spotlight. It's playing for this team. It's the spotlight on this team that's making people talk weird and wishy-washy about a pretty damn good quarterback. One that's easily as good as Goff. Goff goes and gets this bag, well-deserved, but Dak is every bit as worthy of getting that contract as Goff. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Not to mention that Dallas could have drafted Jonathan Brooks. Dallas could have drafted Braylon Allen. All this, man, they crapped the bed in free agency. They didn't even call Derrick Henry. We'd always go, but wait a minute. What if they draft Jonathan Brooks, bring in Zeke Elliott to ease Brooks along, and then they switch him out week 4 or 5 to pull a hole, Breece Hall, ease Breece Hall into week 4 or 5, and then boom, off you go. Like Jonathan Brooks, Braylon Allen, Jalen Wright. No, they don't go after one of those running backs. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind, Jerry? Josh, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Oh man, our pets' heads are falling out. Had me rolling, dude.
Hey, did you pay the gas bill? Did you pay the gas bill, Josh?
Hey, brother, real quick, man. I'm doing all these underdog drafts, man. I'm seeing Kyron's just slipping more and more and more, and I'm torn. Like, who do you like more legit? Do you like Achane or do you like Kyron?
I've been drafting Achane more because I can get them both more often that way. It's not easy. Depends on where your draft pick is. Depends on how close your second and third rounders are. But I'm able to draft like Achane and Kyron together. And in some cases, you could try, especially in Superflex, you can definitely get Kyron later than Achane in these Superflex drafts. And I try and get Achane and Kyron as my running back 1 and 2 in these Superflex drafts on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty. Link is pinned in the live chat. We're drafted at midnights, so jump in. But yeah, bro, I mean, to answer your question, though, I did the running back ranking video. Did you see that?
No, I haven't checked it out yet.
Okay, well, you got to go do that tonight, bro. I spent 22 minutes ranking the top 10 running backs and going in tremendous detail. But right here, you can see my board. I still have it. It's up right now. I've got Bijan 1, CMC 2, Hall 3, Gibbs 4, Kyron 5, Achane 6. So there's your answer right there. Who do I like better? Who do I want? I want Kyron and Corum cuffed. But, bro, it's by a hair. I want both of these. In auction, you play auction? I'm going to have an auction video on this. Auction ball, don't go after any of the big dogs. Don't go after Hall. Go after Kyron and Achane. Cuff the hell out of both of them. And you don't need to draft any other running backs at all. You'll be fine. Because they don't. What is the bye week for Kyron? What are the bye weeks for these guys? They're different bye weeks. I'm almost positive, right? What are their bye weeks? Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up just so I don't start going off on a tirade and I forget. Let me see. Running backs. Kyron Williams' bye week is week number 6, and Achane's bye week is week number. I'm sorry. Oh, they're both week 6. F. That's why I checked. That's why I checked. I started to go somewhere, and I knew better. They're both week 6. Okay, so I was gonna say, so you need a couple running backs just for the bye week. But I will say this. I am one person that loves to take in a non-best ball, or sometimes even best ball, depending on the format, to take all my lumps in 1 week. When people say they draft around bye weeks are irrelevant in a non-best ball. You just got to have enough support when those players are on a bye. But I'd rather take a big fat L one time than bleed out slowly every week for like 7 straight weeks. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you draft this situation, cuff it up. That's 2 players. You draft this situation, cuff it up. And then, you do what you got to do. During the bye week, but the rest of the season you're completely covered. You could drop all your other running backs if they were just fill-in type players, and you could smash the hell out of your league. Auction is the best approach you could find because these guys are going to cost so much less than these guys. You're going to be able to beef up a QB and wide receiver by making your 2 RBs these lower priced top 5 running backs.
Right on. Hey, I've been doing a lot of the Superflex drafts lately. And I'm just at the point where I just like my teams a lot better when I'm just getting like 3 receivers and a running back, and then just taking taking like Justin Fields and Russell Wilson at the same time, and then getting Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold.
I don't like Sam Darnold, but I'm doing. As you've seen, I don't know if you've seen my Superflex drafts, but I'm drafting the Fields Wilson over and over and over. But I'm pairing it with the Penix Jr. later, standalone Penix Jr. Or if I can get Cousins and Penix Jr. But Cousins sometimes goes in the 3rd round, so it doesn't always work. So I take Fields and Russell Wilson together later, very late too. They're very late, and then I take Penix Jr. and then I try and get A-Rod. If I can get A-Rod with the Pittsburgh Steelers QBs, that allows me to get Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase at the 12-13 turn. That allows me to get Kyron and Achane at the 3rd and 4th round turn, and then I take Aaron Rodgers if he's there. And if he's not there, someone else could fall, and I could be somewhat happy. Yeah. Stafford. I've gotten a Stafford or an A-Rod or somebody in that build 50% of the time, and then I get the Steeler QBs.
I see a lot of Tyrone T-Mobile. A lot of T-Mobile getting taken. Thinking maybe they don't have too much faith in A-Rod. Well, at least the drafters don't have too much faith in A-Rod to complete the season. What do you think?
Well, I mean, these older quarterbacks, Cousins and Aaron Rodgers coming off the Achilles is a risk, but I like A-Rod. I'm drafting the hell out of A-Rod in Superflex. He's so cheap. He's gonna have a big year. All right, hang tight real quick. You can put yourself on mute, Josh. I'll come back to you. Travis, you're live. What's up, my guy?
Hey, didn't we hear somewhere that the Cowboys wanted to draft Brooks, and like once he got taken ahead of them somewhere, it's like they just didn't even pivot. It seemed like, and I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere, unless that was just a rumor.
I don't know
that Brooks was like their guy or whatever. But either way, it's like if he went, like then they just like gave up the rest of the draft. Like, oh, our guy's gone, can't draft anyone else.
KK,
it's because they did his injury. They fixed his ACL.
Hey,
the Cowboys doctor. Okay.
Yeah.
So they liked him.
KK, click this link right here, KK. Click that link right there. That's the underdog link you're asking for. I don't know. Look, there's rumors of that. I don't really know. I'm not sure that we even know if those if there are actual reports out there whether they're true or not. But they obviously waited too long, so they obviously didn't like him that much. Like if you wanted him, you should have made it happen. So regardless, it doesn't compute for me because they just let him fall. Like it's not like he was.
It worries me. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And second, I mean, the fact that you don't go get the biggest running back in this draft class, Braylon Allen, which he was on our sleeper breakout list from the beginning. Rookies, we loved him. Massive running back, the actual epitome of what an old school running back should look like build wise, his frame, how he plays. And this is what Dallas has been wanting for 2+ years, to have a grinded out between the tackle running back. So much so that McCarthy said last year in the offseason that we want to run the damn ball. We want to go run the damn ball. We're going to get back to smash mouth Zeke Elliott type football back in the day. And we liked Pollard. I admit that I like Pollard. It didn't work. And they don't go and try and fix it and solve it with a Derrick Henry. Fine. Then draft Jonathan Brooks or Braylon Allen or at least a Jalen Wright. They don't do anything. The Cowboys absolutely crap the bed, diarrhea style. And there's just no way around it. And I don't know how Dak's going to do better this year than he did last year. I think maybe, could they make the playoffs and win a playoff game? It's certainly possible. Like, CeeDee Lamb is that good. Dak is that good. But what happens, and what I always say, and this is last year's bracket, this is not me predicting this year, as you can see this exact bracket from last year, and the KC Chiefs won it all. Let me put that highlight over, but Dallas Cowboys right here. These teams that failed, as I always say, they failed because Lamar didn't have any support. And so at some point, something's got to give. He's not going to be able to carry on his back every single round. And same thing with Buffalo. Josh Allen is going to eventually hit a roadblock. Having this many consistent games in a row all the way through the playoffs by yourself, one-dimensional style, doesn't work. And Philly didn't have Swift really playing at the same level he was. I mean, he kind of had good yards per carry, but they weren't feeding him the ball. You could even say that they just changed their usage and their OC and everything just was a mess anyway. But they needed to go get that grinded out running back. Philly did it. Baltimore did it. KC's got even more balance this year than last year. That's going to be dangerous. Detroit has balance, which is why they got where they got. The Niners have balance. They got where they got. Green Bay fell short. They went and got balance. They got Jacobs. So who didn't? What team here? I'll give you a clue. I'll give you two guesses, and you only need one. What team failed? What two teams actually failed to go get the balance that they required? It was Buffalo and the Dallas Cowboys. And Dallas,
and the Chargers.
How could the Dallas Cowboys find a way? What do you mean the Chargers? What are you talking about, the Chargers?
Their running backs suck.
Yeah, but there's a whole different conversation. We're talking about these teams on the board here. But anyway, the Dallas Cowboys didn't go address the running back position. They didn't draft it. They didn't bring it in. They brought in old man Zeke Elliott. I just don't know how they're going to solve this problem. Like, how are they going to win an extra game? How are they going to be better than they were last year? How's Dak going to have better stats overall than he had last year when he's got no running game? Maybe Zeke Elliott surprises us. I don't know. But I certainly think that they would have had a shot at being a better team than they were last year. Maybe winning a playoff game. Maybe doing what Detroit did. Get to a championship game. That is certainly in the cards for a Dallas Cowboy team with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott on it. But let me tell you something. Everybody else is leveling up, the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills. As much as I like Keon Coleman, I do. They had opportunities to level up with everybody. The one thing I'd say about Josh Allen, though, is he's so good. He can by himself. I'm not saying he's going to do it by himself. He's got Kincaid. He's got Coleman. He's got a lot of people do like James Cook. That he's going to be able to. If anybody's going to be able to still carry the team all the way to the Super Bowl, it will be Josh Allen. But I can almost guarantee you that Dak Prescott didn't get a modified squad enough to go an extra level up next offseason. This is a special monster in Josh Allen. Dak is great. I love Dak. I think Dak's a good quarterback, but he's not Josh Allen. It's not going to work. Jerry screwed it. Screwed the pooch.
Yeah, and like you said, with like McCarthy even said they want to run the damn ball, and it's like unless something comes completely out of nowhere that we're not expecting, like why not draft a guy? Even if you took like a Vidal or someone later in the draft, they took nobody. There's nothing young there to build off of, really.
Yeah.
It was a very odd way to go about things, where you have the biggest hole possibly in your lineup and you just don't address it.
Yeah, Smitty, Tampa didn't address the running back either. Well, they brought in Bucky Irving, but I agree with you to the degree that they brought in a similar, exact type of player. He's not as good as Rachaad White, I'm not saying that, but, why not bring in a Braylon Allen? If you want to address the yards per carry problem that you had in Tampa last year, if you want to replace Rachaad White, which they kind of did, there was definitely comments made about we need to do something different about the running back position. They didn't. So, but Tampa Bay's not somebody I think is going to even necessarily make the playoffs this year. I think they did some remarkable things last year, but I don't know if there's room for them. But I could be wrong. I was wrong on them last year. I said they wouldn't make the playoffs. I said they wouldn't even be good, and they did a good job. And I do like McMillan, but Evans is older. I don't know how I feel about this team this year. Let me put this caller on here. 781 caller. What's your name and where are you calling from? 781.
Hey, my name's Max, and I'm calling from Massachusetts.
What is it? Max?
Jack, J-A-C-K.
Jack from Massachusetts. What's up, man?
What's up, Smitty? It's good to hear from you.
What's up?
I was calling because I have an RB take for you. I was thinking maybe people are overlooking Devin Singletary a little bit this year. I think he had a really strong year in Texas, and the Giants' run game was great. Obviously, they had much better running back last year, but I think it could be, it could have some strong potential.
I'm going to push back on that and say that what he did in Houston was great. What he did in Houston showed us that Buffalo does not know how to use the running backs. What he did in Houston, what Zach Moss did in Indy, and what James Cook will probably someday do somewhere else is that Buffalo mistreats their running backs very badly. They don't use them right. They don't use them a lot. They don't use them consistently. This is definitely a problem to a degree. Singletary proved he's very, very good. I've always liked Singletary. I really liked him coming out of college, to be honest. I had him really hyped up. But I think New York just proved to us that if Barkley can't do it, I don't know why anybody else is going to go out there and have as good a year as Barkley was supposed to have. So he's going to be a much lesser version than Barkley was last year. Barkley last year, bro, had 962 yards and 6 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns receiving. That's a good year. 280 yards. Not the best year he's ever had. It was a good year. I don't think Singletary is going to have more than 7 total touchdowns, 6 total touchdowns. And he's definitely, in my opinion, not going to run for 1,000 yards. In my opinion, he's not going to probably have better receiving stats than Saquon Barkley in that situation. There's going to be a revolving door of quarterback going on at some point, and Neighbors is certainly going to finally take some target share away from the running back room that's been trying to help carry, a not very good receiving department. I don't know. I would probably say, like, is there a chance he's a 800-yard running back on the ground and 3 or 4 touchdowns, and then pulls in 150 to maybe 200 receiving yards and a touchdown? Sure. I mean, he's not a bad guy to grab late in a draft, but I just think that if Barkley struggled to be good, and he's great, how is Singletary going to do it? That would be my question and concern. The only thing I would say is if Singletary does really play very well and he stays, and they bring in, a signal caller next year, and this thing starts building and looking like, Houston, they start turning things around. Very much could. I think New York's a joke right now to a lot of people, but once they get a signal caller in there with Neighbors, then maybe Singletary does well. I don't know, but I just don't think he's somebody I want to bank on, especially when you talk about, like, let me go to the running back rankings and just tell you a couple names around where Singletary's ADP is. And let's see if his ADP is even, where I want it to be. He's at 109 overall. Below him, Spears, give me Spears. Below him, Chase Brown, give me Chase Brown. Below him, Eckler, give me Eckler. Below him, Ford, give me Jerome Ford by a mile, country mile. So it comes down to that, right? Do I like him? Sure. Would I draft him? Yeah. Would I tell you he's a bust or don't go near him? No. But when I take a gander at this list of running backs well below him, there's so many that I want more than him. I just can't see myself drafting much Singletary at all. But I could be wrong, bro.
That
Trust
makes
your gut.
sense. No, that makes perfect sense. Like, I appreciate that the fantasy football show has, like, really high standards for, like, the guys that you recommend us drafting. And, like, I really love the show. Like, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks, pal. We are a serious group here. we take things so serious over here that
until the graveyard shift.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are gonna remember it.
Always makes me laugh, bro. I love it. Thank you.
We never ever crack a smile. We're always
never go off topic. Never off topic.
Did anybody hear Denny's? Did anybody miss Denny singing to me?
Denny's masterpiece.
Did anybody miss? And then we had Bill the Tickler jump into the mix. Did anybody on the phone line miss that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear Denny singing to you. When is Denny coming back in, man?
Let me play it for you.
For him.
Let me play it for you. This is a Serenation. There's a running joke here. That song, "We built this city on." So everyone says we built this Smitty on graveyard shows, right? Because when we started this channel, it was all graveyard streams, like, pretty much. But here's Denny.
Traditional late night live stream.
We built this Smitty on graveyard shows. Okay, go.
We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on graveyard
shows.
I
love it, Denny. You're the songbird of our generation.
Does it have to be that song? Well,
He hates the song, too.
That's
the song we need. Yeah, go ahead, go. Give me a little bit more passion, a little bit more.
We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on rock and roll. Built this Smitty.
No, graveyard shows. He kept saying rock and roll. Graveyard shows. Go. Do it one more time. Go.
Oh.
You said.
Built this.
Wait, whoa. I interrupted you. Sorry. Go ahead. Go.
Stop yelling at me.
Go.
What? Stop yelling. We built this Smitty on graveyard shows. Built this Smitty.
Then Bill the Tickler calls in.
But I want to call in when Denny said we built this Smitty. I just wanted to add the doo-doo.
Okay. Okay, hold on. We need a collab here. Denny, please do it one more time. Do it one more time, and I need Bill the Tickler to do the doo-doo-doo.
We built this Smitty.
No, you guys are way off. You're way off. They were so out of tune. One more time. Bill, you have to. Anyway, lost control of the show at that point.
Oh, that was too good, man. That was too good.
It got funny.
How things are made.
Anyway, so let's go over to Theo. Theo, you're live. And I'll go back to you guys. I'll circle around the phone line. Theo, what's up?
Yeah, I'm working on a trade that I feel like you'd really like, even though it like sort of goes against the market. I'm trying to move off May and CD and Michael Mayer and get back Marvin Daniels and Pat Freiermuth.
Wait, hold on. May, CD Lamb, and who?
And Michael Mayer.
Okay. For who?
And then get back Marvin, Jaden Daniels, and Pat Freiermuth.
Wow. Yeah, bro. I mean, that I don't know how you could pull that off. I mean, is this your idea? Because I can tell you, if you bring this to somebody, they're gonna send you.
No, it was at first. I sent it for, instead of Pat Freiermuth, it was Jake Ferguson, and he said that was like super close.
What are you? You're getting greedy there. You're asking for JD5 over May. You're asking for MHJ and Lamb, and granted, I Lamb, you want Lamb over MHJ probably, but like this is my number one wide receiver in Dynasty, to be honest with you, is MHJ. If CD Lamb gets Dak signed to a long-term deal, then it really does become like dead even probably in Dynasty for me, just because now you have the security of Dak. But you're getting greedy there. You want Ferguson. So what is he? Is he mulling it over? Like what's going on with it?
Oh no. He just told me just like right now that it was close for the Ferguson deal, so then I sent back Freiermuth. I just wanted to see how close that was, or not how close that was, what you would add onto it if he says that, like, no, because it's already like almost pretty much a done deal.
Well, I'd throw in the second rounder. I'd throw whatever I got to get that done, bro. This is a top 5 quarterback. This is a top 1 to 5 wide receiver. This is a top 1 to 5 wide receiver. And then, as much as I like May, and I know Travis loves him, you're hoping he's football good before we start worrying about him.
5, no.
Yeah, before we start worrying about him being fantasy good, he needs to be football good. So we're just waiting on that, which he could be. But yeah, this is a home run smash. Throwing a second rounder, throwing wide receiver 4 or 5, whatever the hell you need to throw in. Like, what are you thinking about throwing in? Let me just tell you yes or no. It's probably a yes.
I feel like automatically, if I take out Freiermuth and Mayer, then he would accept it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bro, smash that. You don't need to worry.
Don't let that hanging up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd even give him Mayer if you needed to.
Yep.
All right.
Just say, you know what? Take out both tight ends, and I'll do it now. And then if he says I don't know, you could say, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna send it to you right now. You better accept it. I'm probably gonna withdraw this one, and then send it to him with Mayer in it if you had to, like the 3 for 2, whatever. Just that's an easy smash, man.
All right, Ben.
All right, good job, man. Let's see here, Josh. You got anything else, Josh?
Yeah, man. How come you don't like Darnold over JJ McCarthy? You got to pick somebody. I know you don't like. You can't like JJ.
Well, I don't love JJ, but I think I definitely don't love Darnold either. I'd rather have JJ McCarthy than Darnold long term, but I don't know if either one is going to be good enough for our boy Justin Jefferson. I just
I'm talking best ball this year.
Oh, best ball? I just rather draft one of the other many quarterbacks I could get my hands on, bro. Why do I want to go that direction? Like number one, Darnold and J.J. McCarthy. If Darnold starts the year, there's a high likelihood he leaves me hanging in my best ball draft for the second half of the season. I'd rather draft, if I'm going to go that route, give me Penix Jr. alone over either one of those guys, and I'll just wait on him, and then he comes in and saves the day. But give me Fields over JJ or Darnold. Give me Penix Jr. over JJ or Darnold. I'd rather take a cold, calculated gamble that way than to expect Darnold to hold the job all year. Darnold could start less games than Penix Jr. even if Darnold starts week 1. You know, Fields could start more games than Darnold even if Fields is the backup and Darnold's starting week 1. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like it's the move to make right now, and then at the end of the day, it won't be.
Right on, I get you, but I'm talking just overall for best ball value, you know?
Who do I like more?
Would you rather have Gardner Minshew? Would you rather have Darnold? Like, you know, you can only
Minshew.
take. I mean, I know you said you like Penix.
Minshew.
But he's not really going to play.
Give me Minshew. Because, tell me, what's the likelihood Darnold plays all year long, bro? Not very good at all.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know, at some point, they want to get the kid in there and see what he's got because they drafted him high. They need to look at that. If Darnold struggles at all, even if Darnold's playing okay but they're losing, Darnold's losing his job at some point. There's the likelihood of the Vikings winning with Darnold and keep him. It's the only way he can keep the job. Is, in my opinion, very, very slim to none. Is it possible? Sure, anything's possible, but I don't bet on it. Whereas Minshew is the best option for the Raiders, but there's still a chance that both of them are not playing more than 8 games. You know, and Darnold might not even, who knows what Darnold's going to play. We have no idea right now. Everyone's guessing he starts week 1, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Big Ben is better than Kurt Warner. Come on, don't embarrass yourself, Frankie. Not again. Don't do this again, bro. Don't do this again. There's not a single person in here that's going to agree with that ridiculous statement. Kurt Warner? Bro, Kurt Warner is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Why is he bringing this back?
I don't know why he's bringing this back. He finally gets back in here. I just leave him be, and he comes in with that mediocrity. What's going on, Denny? Denny's live on the show. Denny, everybody loves your
shall receive.
Yeah, Denny. Everybody.
Smitty, who are you yelling at? I'm just coming in with something. Who's pissing Smitty off?
I don't know. I was yelling about something earlier. I think I was yelling at some imaginary Bob. I don't even think it was a real person.
You really need to talk to somebody.
What?
Talking to you, Denny.
You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Goddamn, I hate Dynasty, but I had a late draft pick, like 207. And I snagged Keon Coleman. Can we talk about this guy?
Love him. I mean, can I show you something, Denny? Can I show you something? Let me show you a little moonboard, Denny. Little moonboard action.
The moon
I didn't know.
Dropping loads in outer space.
He's a moon man.
Oh, I didn't know.
Denny, can I ask you a question? Can you please answer me 100% honest? I will not get mad. We won't hold it against you. If you had to say, I have a theory that you don't even watch the show. That you somehow, some way, I don't even know how you found me, but you found the phone line. You called in.
A long time
we became fast friends, and I think you don't even watch the show. I think you just call into the phone line. I don't think you listen to a single word of the show. Do I have it right? Can you be honest with me?
Yeah. but no, Smitty.
I love it. You don't even watch the show. You don't even watch the show. It makes me love you more, Denny. It makes me love you more. What kind of diehard person would contribute to this show? He didn't even know how to super chat anymore because he hasn't logged in for forever. But this guy literally lives to dial into this show and just hang out. He doesn't care what we're talking about.
Yeah. I did. I got in, through a friend. My buddy Benny goes, "Hey, you gotta check out this guy Smitty." And I go, yeah, he's cool. It was years ago. And I go, yeah, this guy's cool, man. But then there was this whole graveyard. And I was like, man, I love this graveyard. I want to be on the graveyard. Remember that back in the day? It was like cool to be on the graveyard with the tombstone.
You're watching a graveyard stream.
And then I just,
Denny.
Then just I put you in my contacts, and I just call you. Like I look up Smitty on contacts. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm like, hey, Smitty, what's up?
He'll call the phone line. He doesn't know when we're live. He'll just call the phone line and just hope that we're live.
Yeah, but you talk to me sometimes when you're in the studio
all right, Denny,
late night.
Denny, talk to me about
All
Keon
right.
Coleman real quick. Tell me what you like about this kid. He's a hard worker, right? He's a hard worker. He's got a great opportunity. There's tons of target share to go around. Keon Coleman's going to the moon.
Oh, I love that. I didn't know that. I love it. I love that you're just talking it out for me. I really appreciate that.
You should call Benny. You should call Benny on three-way right now.
Benny and Denny. Could be their own show.
I know. You should get him on the line. We will ask him where the hell he's been.
Never talk to him. I don't know how to do it. Hold on. Yeah, he's the one that got me in.
Yeah, try and call him on three-way.
Buddy, you know what he told me one time? He goes, hey, Smitty's clickbait. He said that.
Whoa. You get him on the line right now. You get him on the line right now.
Smitty, all right, I want to try. Oh, God, this would be, he's funny. He's
You
funny.
get him on the line right now. Clickbait. While you try and do that, while you try and figure out that technology, it's going to be, I think, a little too much for you to handle, Denny. I'm going to answer these super chats.
I don't know. I think I might be able to do it.
Okay, Smitty.
Yeah.
Text him.
We were talking about Coleman, though. Josh Allen. He's 6'4", though, huh? Is he lanky? What's going on with him? I like him.
You're talking about Coble dropping 5 gifted memberships. Coble says, Smitty to Uranus, fix your gifted notifications. It's harder than it sounds, but I'm gonna try and figure it out. I keep fixing it, and then it gets worse again. But thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Coble to the freaking moon. Ultra got one. Miles got one. Bros Pros got one. Mustard got one. Doubting Donnie got one. Appreciate you gifting those memberships, pal. Appreciate you dropping the $5 holler. Keep it coming because it helps the channel, helps the community. Thank you very much, Coble. Coble to the moon, and then a $5 holler from that boy. Have the 11 and 12 picks in a puppy superflex. Wanted Burrow, Chase start, but Joe was gone. Paired Dak, Love, Daniels with Chase, Amon-Ra, Bijan, or JJ, or double wide receiver running back. I don't know, bro. I think, go JD5, and personally, I've been going Gibbs, or if Chase or Hill are there, I'd definitely go with one of those guys with JD5. It's a pretty good look right there. JD5 at that turn is really, really solid. I like JD5 more than I like Dak Prescott, to be honest with you, but that's me. Trust your gut, that boy. I've also gone Hill and Chase right there. Achane and Kyron later, and do a little deployment like that. And then Matt with a $5. Oh no, that was an old one. All right, Denny, did you get him on the line, Denny?
Let me do some work, but I did hear. Yeah, definitely want to do it. It's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna figure it out, but
okay.
Achane, huh? Yeah, how do you feel about Achane? I mean, he's Miami. Is Miami gonna be a beast, Smitty? I mean,
they're a good team, bro. They can ball with anybody. They've got the arsenal, the track team, the weaponry. They added another speedster and Wright. Their running game is through the roof. They can run the ball as good as anybody if they want to. They can throw as good as anybody if they want to. They gotta make sure they stop defense, or they gotta stop offenses with their defense and stop people from scoring the football. But other than that, this is a really, really good team. They got to keep Tua healthy. They got to play better D, and then I think things could be really good for the Miami Dolphins this year. But it's a good team. It's a really good team. Miami Mike McDaniel's very easy to doubt right now because he hasn't fully put it all together yet, but he's still been learning. He's still been learning. I like Miami Mike. I think he's still got. I hate how he handled the Tua situation. I'm very blunt about that, but he's still a great coach.
they're going to be sick. More importantly, because I know this is a football show, how sick do the Celtics look right now? You know I'm calling from Boston, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, you're right. You're right, Denny.
Who's your favorite Celtics fan? Who's your favorite Celtic?
I'm not as big of a Celtics fan as you, bro. So I'm not gonna. I don't have any favorite Celtics players. I don't like the Celtics, but the Celtics are balling. The Celtics are balling. I'm a Suns fan. I'm scared to death. We're gonna lose Durant. I don't even know if I want Durant anymore. I don't know what in the hell's going on.
You need to get rid of Durant. Durant's got to go.
Yeah, he kind of. I don't know. I don't know what we could get. We've heard there's rumors about LeBron. You get Bronny. You get LeBron. I mean, there's people. Can you imagine having to draft Bronny though? You're like, let's just get Bronny, draft him number 1 overall. Just bite the bullet, and then LeBron comes swinging on over. I would love to have LeBron. LeBron's the biggest crybaby in the world, and I hate the LeBron Jordan comparisons. Are the dumbest comparisons ever. You obviously you like look into my glasses. Hold on a second. Look into my glasses. If you think LeBron's better than Jordan, you don't know what in the hell you're talking about. These LeBron's better than Jordan people. They're all in their 20s. They never watched Jordan play. They have no clue what they're talking about. They don't know ball. That is very dust, pixie dust.
Don't make me talk about Bird. But Jordan's
Bird was great. Bird was great.
He can't even shoot. Bronny, he can't shoot.
Yeah, Bronny ain't that good.
No, he's too small. He's garbage. I hope the Celtics draft him just to mess with. I didn't.
All right. Back on football. Let me go. All right, Denny, hang tight. Let me go around the phone line. Josh, what else you got, Josh? Hello, Josh.
Josh, we got the meatloaf ready.
You're on mute, brah.
Josh, you might be on mute. Like a good boy.
My bad, man. I'm stuck at work. I was just listening to Denny, man. Hey, Denny, you're the man, brother. You and Ron. Love you guys, man. Love you guys. I tune in for you. Denny. Appreciate the show, Smitty. You're the man, brother.
All right, later, Josh. Appreciate
it.
Theo, you got anything else, Theo?
Theo, I'm good. I'll let you know how that trade goes on your next show.
All right, bro. Later. Hey,
what trade?
Hey, Denny, he's trading for JD5 and MHJ. Don't worry about that. Denny, I need to hear one more song. I need you to sing something about Devon Achane. You pick any song. You pick your favorite song. We could Fly Me to the Moon. Could work. You love that song, right? Fly Achane to the moon. Hey, why don't you send Achane to the moon? Fly Achane to the moon. Go ahead. Let me mute the music.
Oh, I can't. Dude, what are you talking? Fly me to the moon and let Achane be a first round draft pick. Achane's gonna do good with Miami. Miami is the place for Achane. And Tua is gonna ball out when he's zipping it to hell. And Waddle and the AFC East is going to Miami. How the hell did I do? I just blacked out.
I love it, Denny. We're gonna Smitty approve that one. I thought you were gonna say fly Achane to the moon so he could, but it was good enough. That was good, Denny. Nice job.
Thanks. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Dak Prescott, Denny, does Dak get a deal? Yes or no? Before I let you go, then I'm gonna let you jump.
All right. I want Benny in on the thing because he's the one that got me in on this. All
Where
right?
is he? Where is he?
All
right, get a handle.
I don't know how to get. I'll figure it out and then we'll do it. I'll call it. And
I knew you weren't gonna be able to do it. All you gotta do is click that. Do you got an iPhone, Denny? Do you got an iPhone?
Oh, what am I? Who am I, Rockefeller? No, I got the.
You got a flip phone? You got a flip phone, don't you?
I'm a baller.
Denny still got a flip phone. Then he's got a BlackBerry.
You know. All right, calm down.
You got
All
hey
right,
Denny, page me later.
Huh?
Page me from the phone booth later.
All right, dude. Hit me up on my beeper, and then you know what I mean. How that stuff goes, man. I'll hit you back. Can
All right,
you talk
then,
to this guy before I hang up?
Yeah, try calling him real quick. Just try it. You hit add a call. It'll
Do it
call
on the
him.
phone.
You what?
Me?
Who's doing on the phone?
You got Travis on the phone.
Oh, he's always on the phone. All right.
All right.
Travis.
Yeah.
Denny, we'll see you later, bro.
Travis from the Cape. Love you. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'll stay. I'll be quiet. I'll try to add him on.
I'm circling off the phone line, Denny. But call him tomorrow, bro. Are you coming to Vegas? You better be in Vegas. June 28 and June 29, I'm at Circa Hotel and Casino at Stadium Swim. And I'm doing my shows there and everything. Then I'm watching the Conor McGregor fight with a bunch of people. I want everybody to come visit me and spend some time there. Circa Hotel and Casino, specifically at Stadium Swim, the big outdoor pool, TV area. June 28 and June 29. You better be there, Denny. You better be there.
Man, you should see me. Man, I don't even know who
all right.
Miss Smitty is anymore, but I asked this girl, she was Miss Smitty, and Smitty's like, "What are you doing, Dad?" Nah,
all right, Denny, got to go. Appreciate you, bro. Call him tomorrow.
All right, I love you guys. All right, good night. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll work on it. Travis, have a good night. Love you guys, man.
Later.
Thanks for everything.
All right, Travis, any final thoughts?
No, just that Frankie Knuckles is redeeming himself here in the chat.
Is he trying?
Talking good about JD5.
He's trying. He's trying.
JD5 will bring Dotson back. Luke McCaffrey a sleeper.
Yeah, but it just takes Frankie 1 minute of something else to set him off. But I like that he's trying.
Positive thing.
He's trying to be positive instead of going crazy on this Kurt Warner bender, which he can't help himself though. He just can't. Ferguson 10+ touchdowns. I mean, that's a tall order. Is it possible? Sure. Could he be the number 2 receiving option? Certainly could. Maybe he's the person they lean on to try and resolve not having the RB. It's certainly possible. All right, so yeah, I think he's been watching some of the previous shows and saying like, what guys is Smitty like? Let's get on Smitty's good list here. We talk about Zamir White. Okay, we'll talk about Zamir White. He likes JD5. Let's talk about JD5. Clip it, Smitty. Denny was fire with that one. Thank you, Superfish, dropping the $2 hauler. Absolutely, that was a good little song by Denny. It's a nice little number. All right,
I think the best way to get Benny online is just to have Denny text him and say, "Call in the Smitty show." Give him
That's funny.
The three-way call is going to work.
That's funny. The guy that turned him on to the show stopped watching, or maybe he didn't stop watching. But it sounds like Denny took great offense. Come to my aid when he said that I was clickbait. James Cook over Keon Coleman. Probably, if not just for trade value. But I don't know. I mean, I guess their ADPs probably aren't that crazy far apart. Let me see where Keon Coleman's going right around. Okay, so James Cook, Keon Coleman. Let me see. Keon Coleman's got a 71 ADP, and James Cook has a 52 or 56. So trade value alone, would I draft Cook and then trade for? I just don't think you can draft those guys in the same territory. They're not even in the same conversation. Doesn't mean I don't like Coleman more, but if you're doing a trade, let's say, you've got to get a whole bunch more. If it's dynasty, maybe that's a dynasty question. If it's dynasty, then yeah, I'd probably say I like Keon Coleman over James Cook. Yeah, but you could make an argument. There are a lot of people that like James Cook, but not me. I don't love him. He had some big games, but he's also very inconsistent. outside the top 10, top 15 running backs on so many occasions last year. So, Keon Coleman in Dynasty. All right, Travis. I don't know if I'll be back tonight or not. If I do, it'll probably be the Dynasty channel. So we'll have to play it by ear.
All right. If you're on, I'll see you.
But I'll definitely be live Tuesday night and Thursday night and Friday night and Saturday night. But I might be doing the Wednesday or the Monday and Wednesday graveyard show off. As we head into the season, just kind of rest up and get all healed up. Go see the trainers like Kyron did, for a couple weeks, right. and then come in strong.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right,
later. Talk to you later. Bye.
Rock out. Check DMs. Oh, Rock out doesn't want to be one-upped with this whole fly me to the moon. Rock out says he's going to come in strong here and drop a little number.
Give me my cup. Screwing a touchdown, down.
Did you say screwing a touchdown?
Cup. Screwing a touchdown, down. In the fourth round. Give him my cup.
I think he said screwing a touchdown. Let me hit that one more time.
Give me my cup.
Screwing a
touchdown, down. In the fourth round. Give him my cup.
Oh, Rock out. Screwing my cup. Screwed a touchdown. Oh, Rock out to the moon. Rock out to Saturn on that one. That was unbelievable. That was some of the best work we've heard in a long time. That might have won up Denny. I think that's what he did. Is he won up Denny. Thoughts on the team of Hurts, Murray, Barkley, Kyron, Jacobs, Benson, Ridley, JJ, JSN. Fantastic squad. Fantastic. Goddard's in it. This is a good squad. Good looking squad right there. Hurts, Murray. I like it a lot. You did a really good job. Is that a super flex team, or is that? I assume it's not, because that's too good to be a super flex team. As a phenomenal squad. We've been doing some super flex drafts, so I just ask Matthew. That's phenomenal. Either way, especially if it was super flex, but it's a top 4 team in that draft grouping that you drafted with. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Rock Out, for the nice, amazing rap and the super chat. Thank you for Kobo with the gifted memberships. Thank you, Matthew, Jonathan, that boy, Kobo, Superfish, Rock Out, Matthew. Again, appreciate every single one of you. And on that note, we are out of here for tonight. Go watch the video that I did earlier on Cooper Kupp if you missed it.
Give me my cup. Screwing a touchdown, down. In the fourth round. Give him my cup.
I love it. That might be. I mean, I think we don't have a Cooper Kupp video. We might just throw that audio onto a Cooper Kupp image of him just doing all these things that Rockout's describing. If we're able to do it. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you, every single one of you. I don't know if we'll be live tonight. Make sure you're going over to the Patreon. The Patreon will get you access to the league we're talking about. So hit that link right now. Do it live. Get in. You'll get access to 10 live chats. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you're in there and you can speak to it and tell people how amazing it is, that would be helpful in the comments if you're in it. But hit that link right there. The first 200 people will get into a 242-man league. It'll be 11 different leagues of 22 people with a very simple lineup of 1 QB, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and it'll be 22 people. So it's going to be very thin at very thin at quarterback. The strategy is going to be through the roof. It's best ball. There'll be 4 bench spots, 4 starting spots. You got to think of how you're going to best build your team to weather through no ad drops, no trades. It's best ball. And of these 11 teams, The winner of each is going to advance into a dynasty startup draft where 11 of you and me draft in the 2025 live in front of everybody on the show, as will all of these drafts be live as well. The 11 drafts will be on a live Saturday marathon of drafting. All this takes place on the live show. So join the Patreon. Link is, again, I'm going to drop the link one more time. Boom. Hit that link. I'll pin the link in the live chat actually as well. So if anybody wants to hit that on the way out the door, subscribe, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Just know that if you cancel, you won't be eligible for that Dynasty League. You got to stay in good standing on the Patreon. It's all about the Patreon. We're trying to pump up the Patreon, create this amazing community where really what the Patreon is 10 live chats, constantly 365, 24/7 football talk mixed with content. And that's it. The app's very simple. You go to the chats or you click the home button, which goes to the content. Do it live. Appreciate you all. Get you a cup. Location, Starbucks. Thank you, Rockout. Rockout says, get you a cup at your location, Starbucks. Again, appreciate that, Rockout. Rockout to the moon, dropping straight fire tonight. Straight fire. Just straight fire.
Give me my cup, 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 cup. Scoring touchdown, down, down,
Down, down, down, down, down. Round. Give me my cup. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.